to another edition of the Bam Slam podcast, brought to you by the great people at McGregor's Bar and Grill right down there in Mission Valley, steps away from Snapdragon Stadium. Allison, Ben, what's happening?
What's up, party people?
I wish I was there right now at McGregor's. That sounds delicious.
Same. God, I went on
literally 5.
Oh, right before we talked last time on Saturday, I went and got Baja Fish tacos, a couple of bullet ginger ales. Ooh.
Meg
Delicious.
just said before we came on, she goes, "Ooh, McGregor's fish and chips sounds so good." You know,
They always are.
We're good.
thanks to everybody again
Okay.
at McGregor's being our title sponsor.
Hi,
So,
Kendall.
what's up? Woo! Oh, you're in so much trouble, bro.
I know,
Oh yeah,
but it was funny.
sniper. I don't know about you, but I literally feel like I have a March Madness Final Four hangover.
Me too.
It's
I miss it, or I really miss it already.
I mean,
I-
like, it's tough to put in perspective what happened over the last few weeks. Like, the fact that they even got there when the whole story was, well, Dutch has never gotten a win in March Madness. Well, it turns out the dam broke, and then he got a whole bunch of wins. Like, they went undefeated in March,
Yeah.
yeah.
and they got a win in April.
I mean, what is he now? He's 5 and what?
5-3, I would
3.
think.
Yeah, I think he's 5 and 3. It's amazing. I mean, what they did, that first game, was a little nerve-wracking, them killing Furman and then getting past Alabama. I mean, that was, I don't know. I was going to say getting past Alabama was probably the highlight, but then that shot Lamont Butler made to go to the championship was, even better. I don't know. Well, there was a lot
You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but every year once the Masters gets going, you see the same shot over and over again, and it's Tiger Woods on the 15th, and I want to say it was 05, but where he's all the way back up against the rough, and he kind of makes the chip, and the Nike ball rolls over,
Yes.
drops. That's going to be Lamont Butler when March Madness comes around. You're going to see it every single year.
Yeah.
He has immediately cemented himself into Aztec lore forever, because of the shot, because this was the first Aztec team to get to the championship game, the first Aztec team to play in the Final Four. So much history went along with what he was able to do with that basketball. And I remember the next day I went back and I watched it with Toph, who's home for Easter vacation, and we counted from the Nathan Mensah rebound to the outbound pass to Lamont, 9 dribbles. 9 dribbles down the court. And Ben, I don't know if you were on social media and you saw it, or Allison, you did, I'm not sure, but how close his right foot was to going out of bounds when he got near the baseline.
Yes, ESPN wanted to show that 8,000. I know March Madness is CBS, but ESPN wanted to show that more than anything else, the foot on the line. I was like, why are they showing this over and over?
Well, because ESPN stuff.
Oh God, they're just the worst. And it didn't even make the top 10 of ESPN. I was like, what are you doing? But
Which is outrageous, by the way.
Yeah. And Lamont Butler, not just Aztec lore, but March Madness history. I mean, that was the first team ever to win on a buzzer beater while trailing. I think it's happened when they were tied, but never when trailing. I mean, that'll live until the next person does it, and who knows when that'll be if it has never happened yet.
Yeah, you see the Christian Laettner shot every year. You see Kemba Walker, his shots. The kid from Villanova, I always forget his name. I want to say Franklin, but over North Carolina. Like, that's what you see every single year, and you kind of need to add another one now. And it's Lamont Butler, which is in Aztecs jersey, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
No, it really does. And I'm not saying that the Aztecs are the Fairleigh Dickinsons of the world. They're a legit basketball program, and they've been that way for a while. But again, the tournament, the fact that you had a 4 and a 5 and not a 1 and 2 or a 1 and a 1, or it was one of those where it kind of gave you faith in the NCAA tournament that, anybody, it's the movie Hoosiers. Anybody can go as long as you start playing really good basketball once you get to opening tip-off basketball game. And
it's showing why the transfer portal is so good for college basketball and so bad for college
Yeah.
football at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's something that we've all been saying for a long time. The number 2 point guard at the biggest school is going to look somewhere else for playing time. And who benefits from that? Well, everyone other than the number 1 school. So
Right.
it just parity is going to be incredible for college basketball for a long, long time. And it also shows that a school like San Diego State, and Allie, you were talking about this off air, just by getting to this point, Lamont Butler is about to be incredibly rich. And it's because of the NIL stuff. And San Diego State now is moving up in this upper echelon where recruits aren't going to be able to use NIL against them because they're already on this stage.
He got slammed with deals
Mhm.
already. Just evidently his phone he was already filming something like Sunday night before ahead of the national game. And and it's just like the NIL deals. It's just, I mean, there's I'm sorry, the transfer portal, not just the transfer portal. I think because there are so many one and dones now in the big program, that a program that's more of a mid-major program like San Diego State, where the guys stay together longer, or they're playing college longer, even if they came out of the portal, they're playing as they're older. So like the Aztecs team was older than some of these other teams, especially the team have the one and done, and the next year they have the one and dones all over again. So a lot of those teams are really young. So the experience of the Aztecs played a big part.
I am so proud as an alum, and I again, I have to be honest with you. I did not have a good feeling going into the game because it was UConn. Miami, I would feel a little bit better about. UConn is so freaking good, and they are so talented. And I think what was it you guys told me before we went on? 11 minutes before that one stretch where they didn't have a shot from the field.
First half, they didn't make a shot for 11 minutes.
Well, you do that against the UConns of the world, and they're going to make you pay. And every single time the Aztecs got on some kind of run, and especially, Allie, you were talking about they trimmed it to 6, and you're thinking, oh, my God, here we go, or 5. And then UConn comes right back, boom, catch and shoot 3. Boom, catch and shoot 3. Hey, whatever it was, will we see this again? How soon? I don't know. But
I think it would have been Miami. I do. I just think UConn was just on a massive roll, and they're a really, really, really good team. So
they are.
They hung in there pretty well, I thought, compared to what some of the other teams did against UConn, like Gonzaga, and I think they did pretty well.
That team has no reason to ever hang their head for a second. And I mean, I know that loss is going to sting forever, probably. But they fought back. And Allie, I think you're right. They did play better against UConn than pretty much any other team did. UConn was literally 4 NBA guys on that team, minimum, maybe more. I mean, and that's the no good dude is going to make a NBA team incredibly happy next year. So is Jordan Hawkins, who's the kid that made the 3-pointer after the Aztecs trimmed it to 5. And we talked to Dave Velasquez this morning, and he was like, we played perfect defense on Hawkins the entire game, and he still got up however many points he had. It's like there's certain guys you're just not going to stop. And unfortunately, the Aztecs magic ran out. But what an amazing year.
Even who's the little gerbil? Calcaterra, is that his name?
Yeah, from from USD.
Yeah, from USD. I mean, talk about just get it, turn, shoot in this.
I think you're allowed to be happy for him now.
Oh, totally. No,
he was probably like, finally, I can beat San Diego State.
Yeah. How many of those bullshit games do you think he played in the battle for the city or whatever?
Oh,
that San Diego State wins by 40 every time they play it.
And just and crush it. No, I realize that UConn has been San Diego State's Achilles in the tournament. But when you get beat by a better team that was absolutely the better team, you're like, tip your cap. We were able to do something, or San Diego State was able to do something they've never done. What is it? Their 5th.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I thought Allie talks. Costa was digging himself into a hole.
Well, I thought he stopped.
No.
Sorry.
I was just saying that.
And he's doing it again. Okay, Costa quiet, Allie talk.
I'm just gonna say they cannot hang their head. Get it to the championship. They
Now your
never,
dog's talking.
no one thought they would make it to the national championship. No, it was not even on anybody's radar. No one thought they would make it past Alabama. Let's be real. And they knocked off the #1 overall seed and then continued to win again. You know what I mean? So I just 2 more times, and they beat Creighton and then they beat FAU. So I think that you can't. There's no reason whatsoever to hang head.
No. And then so Saturday night there's going to be a big celebration down at Snapdragon. I'll be there. We're doing some sort of pregame show for that also. Me and Jimmy Russell actually.
Yeah, I don't know, because as soon as I heard parade, I kind of went, "Oh boy, this is so San Diego."
Yeah, that would have been a mistake.
Yeah. So whoever said, "Hey, let's do it at Snapdragon," or I don't know if Viejas is busy that night or whatever, but just a nice little, "Hey, thank you." One final bow for them is cool. But whoever came up with the parade idea is a fucking moron. That was like, nah.
But if you think about for Snapdragon, so first of all, it's free to the public. You can get tickets at goaztecs.com. And
Right.
if there's half the people that went all the way to Houston for this team to watch them play who come out to celebrate them here, like it's going to be, at least it's loud. It's not going to be full, but I think it'll be a really, really cool night. There's going to be a bunch of former Aztecs there, all the players, obviously all the coaches. I think it'll be badass. It'll be a great way to celebrate this team who's done something that literally no one in history in San Diego has ever even gotten close to.
For sure.
Yeah, it was very, very special. And to see Steve Fisher and Juwan Howard going into the locker room to obviously congratulate Dutch, but also, to congratulate the players and nothing to hang your head. And it was a very, very special run that we will, I don't know if we're going to see it again soon, but man, I'm so happy that we at least got to be part of it as fans. We're very, very happy to be part of McGregor's Bar and Grill down in Mission Valley. McGregor's our title sponsor. Coming aboard, Ian and his whole family and everyone who works there are awesome. They are great. The food is great. The drinks are great. We are down there for the big win over Alabama. One of the coolest things I've ever been part of. Allie and I, Ben came. All of our great family from the Bam Slam fam was there, and it was absolutely hysterical. And we go to McGregor's. It is a great time. As I said, the food, the drinks, the sports are on, plenty of room, plenty of games to play. And we cannot be more proud and happy that McGregor's is the title sponsor of the Bam Slam podcast.
They're good people over there.
They're the best. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters is here. Did you wake up with wood this morning, Ben?
Oh, I woke up with my full Tiger Wood out. So he teed off at 7:18 this morning and kind of struggled his way through the front nine. Had a couple birdies on the back, but whatever. It's just cool seeing Tiger out there. Poor guy's limping like a fool. But I'll tell you who looked a lot better today was our guy Xander Schauffele, who was tearing up the front. He had a couple bogeys on the back, but finishes 4 under. He's right there in the hunt. I think the most interesting thing about the Masters is all the live players are there and the media is trying to stir up some shit between them and the PGA guys. And then pretty much every time anyone gets to the podium, they're like, yeah, that's a total media thing. Like we still are neighbors with all these guys. We all live in Jupiter, Florida together. We all hang out all the time. But I think the one, and we can laugh about this, the one that is still on the outs and has been since long before live was ever even thought of is Phil Mickelson.
A douche.
San Diego's pride and joy, right?
He sat
Went to my high school.
Sat at the champions dinner in the corner by himself. They said he literally did not talk to anyone. And the media didn't report that. That was like, I think, wasn't it Freddie Couples that said it? He said he didn't speak to anybody.
What? I mean, why?
Why what?
Well, why sit in the corner and not speak to anybody?
Because I don't think anybody likes him.
Well, no, I knew that, but as you think it was just no one came up to him and said, "Hey, how's the food? What's up?"
The food menu was also like a 12-year-old's dream. It was like Scotty Scheffler went to Applebee's and said copy paste and threw it up at the Masters.
He picked stuff. I didn't really understand the tortilla soup. It really didn't go with the rest of the menu.
Yeah.
But but his skillet chocolate chip cookie.
Like if you Costa, if you were gonna be hosting the champions dinner, would you not go all out? Because literally you could ask for anything in the world. They'll make it happen.
What would you choose? What would be your menu?
My menu, I would, gosh darn, there's part of me that says, okay, let's go just with all the greatest finger foods on earth. Chicken tenders, mini corn dogs,
Tater
shit
tots.
like that. Tater tots. You know who Tiger is the one who actually mixes it up pretty well, because he'll have like a sushi buffet, and then he'll do a bunch of different stuff. I think I would go Southern. I think I'd have like black-eyed peas. I'd have greens. I'd have like fried chicken and chicken fried steak and maybe barbecue and peach cobbler or something like that. What
Tiger
would you do,
Woods
Allison?
one year.
What
Eric,
would
you
I-
want to Tiger in 2020?
Yeah.
What did
Sushi, sashimi, fajitas, and churros dipped in chocolate.
Fajita.
sushi?
What are these people doing?
I would do a wet salad, and then I would do grilled halibut and grilled ribeyes, and asparagus with a little hollandaise on the side,
Ooh.
and some kind of carb that I don't eat, so whatever, sweet potato fries or something, and then some kind of peach, like crisp or something like that, because Georgia peach. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Right.
You guys both just missed an excellent opportunity. I'll tell you exactly what I would do for my champions dinner. I would call Ian and everybody at McGregor's to bring fish and chips, Baja fish tacos, the Bavarian pretzel with the beer cheese,
Oh my.
as well as the Frank's Hot buffalo wings, and that would be my champions dinner.
You just knocked it out of the park, Ben.
That's a
You're
great
welcome.
idea. That's a great idea.
Allison, we did miss a golden opportunity. The problem with your asparagus is that everybody's pissed the next day on the course is going to be smelling.
Fine.
So
I'm very about when I eat asparagus. Like I do consider that. Do you know what thing that I think is interesting about the Masters that I learned this week is, did you know it doesn't cost to park there? It's like I'm going to a concert coming up here, and I was looking at the parking. It's $80 to park.
Who you seeing?
John Mayer.
That makes sense.
He's doing a solo acoustic tour. But
I want to go.
so it's free to park at the Masters, and also the food on the course. Have you guys seen it? Like egg salad
Super
sandwich is $1.50, and a virgin ice cream sandwich, which sounds delicious, by the way, is like $1. Everything's so cheap. They've kept like the 1950 prices to go along with their.
you can get, their big thing is, like you said, egg salad or like a pimento cheese sandwich and a ham sandwich is $1.50. I think a beer is still like $3 or whatever.
That's super.
They don't have to gouge the patrons because of how much money they get from CBS, Westwood One, ESPN for the broadcast rights, and then alone the merchandise tent alone $1 million a day. Because everybody, no one just goes in and said, "Oh, I want a visor." No, I want a visor. I want a sweater. I want a shirt. I want this. I want that. I want that type of thing. So they don't.
The tickets are really expensive too, like super expensive,
and almost impossible to get.
Yes.
Yeah. They also. We had Gary McCord on this morning, actually, who got kicked out of the Masters booth a while ago.
Yeah,
because bikini wax.
And you know who? It's Tom Watson. He's the dick who got him kicked off.
But one of the best golf broadcasters ever. And we asked him about the food and what he would get and stuff. And he said that ever since he became a part of the Masters broadcast, which was some 40 years ago, he was doing it forever before he got kicked out. That was like the number one thing that got brought up every year was, when are we going to jack up the concessions? And credit to Augusta's governing board. they've always said, nope, never going to happen. We're keeping it like this for everyone because of how much money people spend to get here, how much money they spend on everything else. Food's going to be damn near free. And by the way, didn't the Falcons did that a couple years ago? They made their concessions super affordable for everybody, and they ended up making more money on it because people would go back and buy another beer and another beer and another hot dog and another hot dog. And so they ended up making more money as the year went through.
Smart. It's smart. It's a really good idea.
At Padres.
One of my nieces is doing her boyfriend's a really, really good golfer, and they're doing a master's party on Saturday up in the Bay Area. I'm actually flying up there tomorrow. And she's wearing like her golf skirt, little polo, and they're doing all the food from that board that's on the course. Like they're all.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Before we switch to Padres, God, a long time ago, I hosted a golf show on one of the AMs for Clear Channel, and it was on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings for an hour, and it was sponsored by Saquon. And Sully, who I do the big biz show, would jump on with me once in a while. But I had David Faraday on a couple of times, and Faraday was great. And this is when he was still with CBS. And I said, David, what's it like during the, at nighttime and stuff? Do you guys? And he goes, and what goes on? He says, well, all of us stay in a couple giant houses that are right next to each other.
Yeah, that's
and he said every single night is a frickin' Animal House blowout,
except for Jim Nance.
Except for Jim Nance. Nance just disappears, and then he appears at the course, and that's it. But Faldo, Faraday, all of them just blow it up every single night that they're there.
Dude, I just saw a Faraday story where he was talking about one of the years he was covering the Masters, and he was doing walking the course for him. And I can't remember who was on the call. I think it was Nance and Faldo. I think at that point it was. But at one point, they went down to the course to talk to Faraday, and he was in the Porta-John taking a leak. And so he just turned on his mic and went as if he was actually on the course. He was like, yeah, Tiger's got a long left to right putt here. And it's going to be And he said you could totally hear him taking a piss in the background.
That's funny.
I mean, just think how much fun that's got to be a part of that crew. And I will say, Trevor Immelman is good as the lead analyst, but Nick Faldo, to me, was the Ken Venturi first, and then Nick Faldo. Those are the two gold standards for CBS's golf coverage. But they are just so much better than NBC or ABC or ESPN. Light years.
Didn't Summerall do the Masters way back when?
Summerall used to do it as well. Yeah, before Nance slid into that position, and they will still use Pat Summerall's intro.
Yeah.
As they come on the air. But Allison, I think that's a great idea for a party. And I'm going to steal that idea next year, because all the stuff is super easy to make.
Hopefully it's a better menu next year, not what Tiger did and not what Scotty did.
Fajitas
and sushi. What goes together better? That's like Kendall's two favorite meals.
I don't know. That sounds terrible.
Okay. Have you guys seen the names? Costa, I know you know all these, but Allie, do you know the names of all the holes at Augusta?
No. I mean, I probably do. Like at the end of the weekend, every year, and then I probably forget.
I read them again this morning, and I can't get over how sexual some of them are, and maybe that's just my brain. But the hole number 2, the pink dogwood.
Pink dogwood.
Sounds like a Swedish sex position.
Right.
Number 3,
all the dogwood trees that they have. That's why.
Right. How about number 3, the flowering peach?
I don't know what to say about that.
Firethorn.
The flowering crabapple.
Flowering crabapple. Golden bell. Azalea. God, let me think of some others that I know.
Juniper.
Is there a pine?
Yeah, I think there's a fir also.
A fir and a pine and a.
Well, it's all the plants that they have there. The flora. Yeah.
Allie, let your freak flag fly. They're all gross, perverted names.
Come on.
Whatever.
They wanted to name one whole vagina. So no, we can't do that on TV.
Flowering peach. No.
Doesn't it photograph though? I mean, the video, all of it is so gorgeous. I mean, it's really stunning to watch. I feel like it's just
Oh yeah.
beautiful.
Do you remember the first time you got an HD television? Because
Yeah.
I do.
Oh
and
my God.
It was the week of the Masters because my dad was like, "We're not if other people have HD to watch the Masters, we're getting a fucking HD television and we're watching the Masters on it."
That's funny.
My brother-in-law, my future brother-in-law, was the first one I knew to get an HD TV, and so he let me go down to his condo in PB and watch on a Saturday, and it was just, oh my God! Wait a second. This is, and now in just regular HD, now you're looking at going,
You
know,
need
the
4K.
4G, the 4K, the 5K,
Yeah.
stuff like that. There's two things that they have found out that the Masters is responsible for every spring. Number one, an uptick in gardening equipment sales.
Mm.
And three, vasectomies the Wednesday before the Masters.
And March Madness, the Wednesday.
March Madness too. And then also golf lessons and an uptick in golf equipment sales because of the Masters. Okay.
The vasectomy thing cracks me up every year.
So great.
And one year when I'm at that point, that this is going to be the week that I do it because like just chilling with a bag of peas all day on your junk and watching golf for
Why
4
not?
straight days. Bring it on. Cost, are you vasectomatized?
No, but I'll just sit with my balls on frozen peas for the hell of it. No,
It's called Tuesday in my house.
Right now. Speaking of right now, are the Padres playing?
Yeah, 4-4.
Oh, okay.
Jake Cronenworth hit a blast a couple innings ago to tie it up. Also,
Nice,
Matt Carpenter with like the sexiest mustache of all time. He hit a big home run earlier.
3-run home run. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Blake Snell looks good.
No, he doesn't.
You know what? He looks okay. He just can't stay in long enough because he throws too many balls. He just throws too many pitches. It's just a disaster. He's got to do. They've got to do something about that pitch count for him.
Well, guess who's on the mound for the Braves right now?
Who?
Good old Kirby Yates.
Did you guys?
Really?
Did you guys see Fernando's home run last night at
Yeah.
And
he's
then
got every bit of swagger that he's ever had.
He did. He did his little shuffle dance at third. I mean, he crushed it. But you guys also heard about the pitcher, right?
Cade McClure.
Cade McClure, who no one's ever heard of. The little big whiny. I just cannot get over that
He's not wrong, though.
Peter hit a home run on his suspension during whatever he said. It was so dumb. Then he woke up to like 7,000 comments.
Yeah, Costa, did you see this?
No, what did he say?
Okay, here, I'll read the tweet to you.
Oh, wow.
So Cade McClure, after the game, Darnay Tripp, actually, our buddy from NBC, put out the video of Fernando's home run. And then Cade McClure quote tweeted it. And now I'm not finding it. But he essentially said, because Darnay said something like, Cade McClure is going to tell his grandkids one day that Fernando Tatis Jr. smoked a bomb off of him in AAA. And then Cade McClure quoted it and said, yeah, a cheater smoked a bomb during his suspension from the MLB during minor league play or something like that. And Padres Twitter lost their mind.
It wasn't just Padres Twitter, though. There were people who weren't even Padres fans who went to bat for him. I felt happy for Fernando because people really came to bat. Like, they were mad. And first of all, this guy's like, what is he, 28 years old?
Yeah.
You know, he just now got to AAA. I think he played AAA last year too for a little bit, and now he's with the Giants. The Giants AAA. Hello, Barry Bonds. Like, I mean, what the heck is he talking about?
Okay, here's the tweet. So Darnay Tripp said Cade McClure will be telling people for years about the time he gave up an absolute nuke to Fernando Tatis Jr. Cade McClure then quote tweeted it and said, "Cheater hits home run on rehab assignment during steroid suspension." And by the way, this is the tip of the iceberg for Fernando. Once he gets back to the major leagues, he is going to get booed like crazy everywhere he goes except San Diego.
Good. He deserves it.
Wow. Yes.
No, sorry, I would say that about any player. I loved it when they used to boo Barry Bonds or guys like that. No, he's Fernando Tatis Jr. If he does not put up incredible numbers this year, I'm not going to give him an inch. He better come through for this baseball team because he's fucked up with this baseball team. So he needs to show the fans, and he needs to make good on his promise and his talent.
I love it when you go dad mode.
Well,
I'm more upset with him for the motorcycle stuff.
Oh yeah.
Steroid. I mean, if okay, do I think it was a cream for inchworm or whatever?
Ringworm.
Ringworm. I'm inchworm.
Ringworm. I mean, no, I'm not that nice.
Hold on 1 second.
I don't think it was inchworm cream. I'm ringworm cream.
Little waiter.
Hey, have you ever seen an inch? An inch is huge, okay?
An inch is like this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Allison. Sorry, go. You have the floor.
Anyway, I don't think it was. Sorry, I don't think it was a steroid cream that whatever. But I don't think he's shooting himself up with a syringe full of steroids either. I think he put a little cream on to help a little healing come a little faster because he wanted to get back with his team. I honestly also. I don't think maybe he even knew it had a banned substance in it. I think some doctor in the Dominican Republic just said, "Oh, here, do this," and he didn't get it checked or run past anybody with the Padres, and he just put it on. He's been tested hundreds of times previous to that and never was dinged. I think it was a one-off. I'm more upset about the reckless motorcycle riding than I am about that cream. So.
Yeah, I was just upset he got caught with steroids. I mean, I hope he's still taking steroids and just figures out a way to cover it up. I hope all the Padres are.
The thing is, hey, stop. The thing is, like Tony Gwynn, sparkling, clear as glass, clean, brand, name, man throughout his whole career. No blemish on his. And Fernando Tatis Jr. is such an incredible freaking talent. Oh, you okay?
Yeah, sorry.
That if he goes on to greatness, it sucks that this is going to always be attached to him.
Yeah,
because
I do. Age is in his favor, right? He has a lot of years to make up for it. And people do have short memories now. I think shorter memories than we used to have. But for at least the first few years when he gets back, and it will follow him throughout his whole career, you're right, Costa. But for the first few years, every time he's in Dodger Stadium, every time he's in New York, anywhere, he is going to get booed like crazy. There's going to be more of those pill bottles thrown on the field. It's going to be a tough acclimation for him.
Some places will be worse than others, don't you think? I mean, Dodgers will be terrible. I think some places will be worse than others, but or maybe everywhere in the beginning. I think it'll wear off after a while. In 10 years from now, are people still booing?
I'm very confident though that Padre fans are welcoming him with open arms. Like, I'm sure there's the few like Costa who are curmudgeonly old men who will never forgive or forget. But I think the majority of Padre fans are ready to welcome him back with open arms.
I will never forget. I will absolutely forgive him if, in fact, he delivers a season like no other, like we've been waiting for from him. And if he is the main catalyst to get the Padres back to the World Series and win it, then absolutely, I'll forgive him. Everybody makes mistakes. Everyone gets second chances. But I just hate the fact that, when we speak in terms of Fernando Tatis Jr. from now on, another team like the Dodgers or Dodger fan base is going to be like, oh, yeah, steroids. And I just hate that shit. I just like when it's perfectly clean. Yeah, that type of thing. So,
all right, make sure you follow us on Twitter. I'm at Fletch Sports. He's at the Louis Costa. Allie's at AllieRat7.
Xander just scored.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
5-4 Padres.
5-4.
Eat it, Kirby Yates.
Let's go, Padres.
Good.
Eat it.
The Braves are
all right, everybody.
The Braves are 5-1 going into this, so we really need to. It'd be tough. So I hope we get some wins.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be great if they could get at least 2 against the Braves. All right, Bam Slam fam, that is going to do it. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. We love you. And last but not least, you brave men and women of the United States Armed Forces, for what you do, what you've done for us.
Bam Slam fam, we love you. Oh, they're about to score more.
Mwah.
Oh, I should probably end the broadcast. Nice work, guys.
See ya.
And